Okay. Where are we not? Give a second. Okay, we are here. Yay! Hello. This is Second of Eterna, your new favorite nightmare, and I hope that you all guys are fine this night. This Sunday night, Monday midnight. I don't know. It's almost midday, but in JPCN and those places. So yeah. Hello, welcome. I will try to not over speak of nothing, but first let me tweet this, haha, of course, as always. And we're here. Yay. Wait. Yeah. Here we are. I have eaten some hours ago, but right now I'm a little bit peckish. But the worst thing is that the thing that I have eaten was soup, so it wasn't even tasty. So right now I'm gonna start playing the event. I'm gonna start reading about the food. I'm gonna start. My mouth is gonna start watering, and I'm going to. I'm going to end up raiding the fridge for no reason at all. Let's start with this. Yay! By cuisine and food culture. Of course, because even if I have only played the first stage, I needed to farm a little bit. So I have been farming only this one. But hey, tickets. So, if there's nothing more important here, probably these tokens, but I need to unlock her first before. Just for no reason at all. Just because I want to. But why did I want to play with this team? It's all 6 stars here, and already 2, so I'm gonna try to play with this team. This 5. So let's start. It's high autumn. The courtyard is silent. Its long, thick walls prevent outside noise from coming in. It's empty, save for an old persimmon tree leaning against the wall in the shade, with its tall crown extending over the top of the wall. No one knows what this old tree has witnessed over the years. We don't know that since its planting, it has turned red and green and red again as the seasons have flown by. Each year, red, fresh persimmons grow from its branches, and each year, these beautiful fruits fruits wipe away all memories of previous harvests. The old man sits under the tree, sleeping in the shade. Hey, I know you. Ning Sishu. Grandfather. Hmm? Grandfather. Hmm. Huh? What? Sishu, you're back. Yes, I got delayed a bit on the way back, but thankfully I made it in time for the Mid-Autumn Festival. I have been thinking a lot these past few days. I have been watching the persimmons grow redder and redder. I was afraid that if you didn't come back soon, we wouldn't be able to eat them together this year. I'm not sure how many more harvests I will live to see. If you had come back any later, you might not have seen me here. So, is the adoptive grandpa of Blaze and this girl are grandfather and granddaughter? Hmm. They are more connected. All of them are more connected than anyone would have thought. Grandfather. Ningsishu decides not to crack any jokes, as she usually would have done. She looks at the old man closely. He seems to have a few new wrinkles on his forehead this time. The autumn wind blows suddenly, ruffling the Old man's hair. Yeah. We we completed our trial of Da Huang, first small plate last month. I have finished up my work at the Ministry of Rights for now, so they allowed me 2 weeks vacation. You have worked really hard. I heard about the goings on in the Huang as soon as they happened. I had detailed all my criticism in my letters. I know you were involved in the disaster relief effort as well, but every Chinese mandarin is duty bound to protect the people. As an assistant minister of the Ministry of Rights, you must take responsibility for the port management here. Deducting half a year's pay is letting you off easy. You have nothing to complain about. Of course I shall not complain, and I take my errors to heart. Sishu, you must remember, do not focus on what you have already done. Focus on what you still haven't done yet. As a magistrate, you must carry out the orders of your superiors, while winning over and maintaining the trust of those below you, the citizens. In your position, everything you do is only what was expected of you in the first place. However, should you fail in even the slightest of your responsibilities, it would have been an unforgivable transgression. If you do not understand this, you're not fit to wear your magisterial robes. Devote all your energy to the cause, and that is all you have to give. I still remember the words you taught me so many months ago. I shall take this mistake to heart, but I shan't despair. Quitting now would really be shirking my responsibilities. Yes. Okay, I have said enough of this for now. I am not in your position, nor do I work in the Ministry of Rights. Therefore, I have no right to interfere. Now, I am more worried about your injury. Are you well? Do not worry, grandfather. I recovered quite some time ago. Broken bones take at least 3 months to heal, so please take caution. In a few days, after you get settled, make the time to go see a doctor. An old friend of mine gave me medicine patches. I'll give you some to take back home with you. Very well, grandfather. You kids are always making me worry. I'm just about to move back to my old hometown. My son and daughter never come to see me, and your sister's never home. Everyone's forgotten me. What you say about my sister sounds true, but as far as you being forgotten, forgive me, but these past few days you have closed your door to all visitors. Uh, this again? Kids these days, you don't have your priorities straight, do you? I haven't had a single moment of peace in this courtyard since the beginning of last month. The youth today are clever. They're not knock on my door to offer me wine or tea. Instead, they have started watering my flowers. My poor hydrangeas. I spent so long growing them, and these kids have already drowned 3 pots this year. You have so many visitors lately. Edward the minister came and showed you the draft guest list for the feast, didn't he? It's rare to see the true Lung even once a year. I'm sure many will treasure the chance to learn the latest court gossip. I have no reason to meet the young lad. He's the minister, after all. What does he need my input for? Come now, grandfather. You have served for decades in the Ministry of Rights. Your achievements were many, and your legacy is secure. That's all in the past. If we keep focusing on the past, how will we deal with the present? Mr. Ning, you have a guest. I told you, no visitors. Who is it, anyways? He says he's the advisor of Human. The advisor of Human? Never heard of him. I don't care who he is. I said no visitors, and I mean it. Grandfather, wait a moment. Might the advisor be here to see me? It might be... Good sir, our master is not accepting visitors right now. Please come back another time. Please tell Ning, your master, that an old friend is here. Sir, no offense, but judging by your age, are you sure you are an old friend of the master's? It's true. I dare not make up stories. Sir, please be on your way. The master is not accepting any guests right now. If you really are an old friend, then I'm sure you wouldn't want to cause trouble, would you? Mr. Liang? Do you not recognize me? Miss Ning! Miss Ning, it's been a while. I heard you just returned to Baishao. I wanted to see you. Liang's shone eyes shifted from Miss Ning to the figure standing behind her, the kindly old man. Don't just stand there, if you invite your friend in for a bit. Well... What's the matter? What's the matter? Why isn't anyone eating? I feel like the third wheel here, and an old one at that. Maybe I'll just step away for a moment, and the two of you can enjoy your meal. No, you got it all wrong. It's us young kids who are intruding on... I don't... wait. No, you got it all wrong. It's us young kids who are intruding on your magisterial greatness. Grandfather, don't scare him like that. I'm only kidding, Liangshun, I assure you. When Xixi was still in Shangshu, she used it to write me letters, talking about a magistrate there who was both supremely talented and dedicated to his people. Today, I finally get to meet him. When did I? It's my birthday in 3 days. I wasn't planning to go through the trouble of organizing a grand party or anything. So today, eating dinner and chatting with you two youths is how I will celebrate my birthday. Let us wish many more years of health and life to your greatness. Here, grandfather. Many happy returns. Alright. Enough of that. Let's eat. Lecture. Oh, hell. EP. Sleepinesses. Liangshun, I told you were a magistrate from Xiangshu. Why have I not heard you're the advisor of Human? And why have you traveled from Human all the way to Baishao? Human's journey was a long one, and the people once living in Human have been resettled in batches in different nomadic cities along the route as planned. The last group settled down in Baishao a few days ago. Wasn't Human patrolling the northwestern corridor? How did you end up all the way over here in Baishao? Dear grandfather, have you forgotten? Human changed his route at the beginning of this year. The new route it was traveling on took it right to Baishao. As for why Human traveled to Baishao, surely you remember that. Oh, yes, because of the same old problem again. All those years of fighting and still no resolution. It's been so long since I've retired, and sometimes I still hear those voices in my nightmares. It gives me headache, how, headache. It's a problem that it's a problem that existed for several millennia now. Sometimes issues resolve with the passage of time. Other times they get worse. Now I think I need to find a way to solve it. Grandfather, do you have any ideas? Me? Of course not. If I were to try a little bit. Ah! 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 What the? Yeah. If I were to try and intervene, people will accuse me of being a dictator. Not necessarily. The minister has been coming to see you every few days or so. He never mentioned this to you. Miss Ning, there are some things which your grandfather must keep private, you know. Ha 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 ha. My granddaughter sure is direct, that's for sure. No matter, I am an ordinary citizen now. I am free to speak as I please without fear of divulging secrets. Because I do not know any secrets. As for this matter, however, I must defer to advice of the young. Well, Liang Xun, what's your solution? I dare not propose any grand solution. However, there is one thing I do know. The best strategy is to disrupt your enemy's strategy. From the court's perspective, war has no upsides, only downsides. From the people's perspective, war means death and destruction. The best strategy is to disrupt your enemy's strategy. That makes sense. But if we always follow this reasoning, the true Loon will not have started the Great Hunt 1000 years ago, and Jan will never have experienced a millennium of prosperity. Times change and circumstances change. It's hard to compare the things across different historical eras. That a war 1000 years ago was called the Great Hunt, but it wasn't really a hunt. It was the Chinese people wrestling their future from the hands of the gods. Retreating, even just a little bit, would have resulted in their extinction. However, things are different now. We are operating a place of strength. We can and must avoid war at all costs. We cannot allow our soldiers and civilians to suffer any further. Ha 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 ha! Very well said, young man. You are far more skilled than I ever was, that's for sure. Goodness, no! Forgive me for being so bold, your majesty of greatness. You say war should be avoided, and I agree. Well then, surely you had an alternate strategy, right? A way to get the situation under control. Talk? Mr. Nick, another visitor has arrived. What's this now? She says she's a deputy minister from the Judicial Review Office with urgent business to discuss with you. She insists on coming in. The Judicial Review Office? I suppose I will have to let her in. My sincerest apologies, but I must excuse myself for a moment. Sishu, please continue chatting with our guest here. A deputy minister? You don't think he's Ling Xingyan, do you? You know her too? Anyone who deals with Tianxi boroughs has at least heard of her. I heard by Dingshan, the Blues Undercount, is senior to her Shifu. She is skilled in Leifa and solves cases as quick as lightning. But I am not sure why she has come to see my grandfather. Romance! And Blaze. You waited until I was asleep and then locked me in this room. Why? I'm not a 3-year-old, you know. You certainly look like one. Let me out of here and act like one. Damn it, I'm supposed to meet the lady now. I didn't even get her contact, so I can call her. What am I gonna do? Now I can break the door down. They might kick me out of here, and then I have no place to stay. Through the window. I'm on the 18th floor, huh? That's not that high. Alright, I jump. Not the first time that you do that, honestly. Whee! Miss, you have been standing here for ages. Are you going to make a purchase or not? Sir, let me ask you again. This painting here, Springtime in the Garden, is it truly an original work by Xu Xiang? Miss, you can ask anyone around here. They all know my shop only sells authentic goods. I certainly know how I certainly know how to spot a fake painting. Look at the technique, the sense of the painting. Who else would Xu Yang could have done that? I am not the art expert, but I see a serious anachronism in this painting. This grapes on the table here, this particular variety of grapes was not introduced from Golden to Yan until the year 628. However, this painting is from the year 580. How do you explain that? Oh, come on. That's quite a need to pick, isn't it? You're just trying to bargain down the price, aren't you? I have seen your type so many times before. I'm warning you, you won't like me when I'm angry. Good sir, I never intended to buy your painting in the first place. Why would I be trying to bargain with you? Besides, what I said about the grapes is true. Don't take my word for it. Look it up if you don't believe me. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it. Get as angry as you want, it won't turn your fake painting into a real one. If you don't want to buy it, then why are you standing here? I swear to you, if I'm selling any fakes in this shop, my heaven strike me down when I stand. My cabbage! My poor cabbages! Why is there a canopy above the upper floor? Blaze? How did you? I'm not late, am I? Shenanigans. So goddamn hot. Why she haven't come to my Rhode Island? Sorry for making you wait. Sorry for making you wait. I had so many guests visiting lately. Apologies. You are. My name is Ling Xingyang. I am a deputy minister with the Judicial Review Office. I came here to ask you a few questions, Mr. Ning. The Judicial Review Office, you say? I haven't talked to anyone there in many years. I'm not even sure who's in charge there anymore. Is it Yu Cheng? Yu Cheng? No, I am afraid you're mistaken. Deputy Minister Yu is no longer working with us. Oh, that's right. Now I remember. One of the lost undercounts lay fast and transferred from the Tianxi boroughs to the Judicial Review Office. Well, that must be you, yes? I heard that Tianxi Bai was transferred back to Baishao a while ago. Yet he still hasn't come to see me. Not even for some tea or a bite to eat. I guess he doesn't have time for his old retiree. These are extraordinary times we're living in. The Tianxi boroughs must be extremely busy. I'll mention it to the county next time I see him. Sorry for going off the tangent here. Please sit down and have some tea. They sit down in an elegant room that's tastefully decorated and furnished. There seems to be an empty space on the wall where a painting should be hanging. The part of the wall that had once been covered by painting is a slightly different color, which makes it stick out even more. Mr. Ning, the tea is elegant, and so are you. Everything in this room is excellent, but something's missing. A painting, perhaps? Yes, the missing painting is, in fact, a longevity painting. that someone gave me many years ago. It's supposed to help you live longer. First, as the saying goes, the older you grow, the heavier birthdays feel. I believe it served its purpose. I wouldn't have expected you to be superstitious, Mr. Ning. Growing old has left me at fate's mercy, hardly free to act as I wish. It must make you laugh, yes? But I heard that a thief tampered with one of your paintings recently. They sealed the lips of the painting with honey. It's an old folk custom to celebrate the new year. They do this in hopes that stop God will only say good things and not bad things. Whoever the thief was, they had some other motive in mind besides theft. Why did you not report this vandalism? If I never reported it, then how do you know about it? One of my colleagues is handling this case. I saw the case file, but the one who first reported it, I don't believe was anyone from your state. Well, I'm glad that there's at least someone out there who cares about an old man like me. I would not have expected you to believe in those folk tales, Deputy Minister Lin. I am a mere citizen. You, on the other hand, are a mandarin, and your time is valuable. You came here today to ask me something. Just go ahead and ask me directly, please. I came here to ask you about someone, not something. Do you remember an individual named Gu Xuan? 10 years ago, Gu Xuan accompanied some Janet's dignitaries on an official visit to Victoria. They encountered a catastrophe, a blizzard along the way, and poor Gu drowned in a river. Have you any memory of that, Mr. Ning? Yes. How could I forget? I believe it was December. It definitely happened in the winter. By the time the news reached Baisao, it was almost New Year. I remember the messenger told us that after the storm came in, the envoys got trapped in the mountain. Gu Xuan stayed in the back of the line, helping shepherd everyone else across the river. In the end, he's the one who ended up falling in. The river must have been freezing cold. It looks like that incident made quite an impact on you. Gu Xuan was a very good worker. He served the ministry very well. He was very well read and had excellent calligraphy. It's a pity he had no family. The only remnant of him is a cenotaph in the Cemetery of the Virtues. Every year, the Ministry of Rights sends someone to tend it and pay the respects. No family? Look at me, blathering on again. Well, anyway, why did you mention Gu Xuan? A Chinese diplomat dying in a foreign country. That is a major international incident. According to the laws of Yan, both Yan and the other country must send experts to conduct a joint investigation and compile a final report. However, after Gu Xuan's death, the Ministry of Rights did no such a thing. Even more startling is that the Judicial Review's Office records of this case are remarkably sparse. I'm confused. This is clearly a question for the Judicial Review Office. Why are you asking me? I wasn't the Ministry of Rights. Well then, let me remind you. 2 months before the team left on their mission, Gu Xuan was just an ordinary 9th rank Mandarin. How did he suddenly got promoted to envoy, much less be sent on a mission to Victoria? Well, you're the one who signed Gu Xuan's transfer order. At the time, you were the Minister of Rights. Now I understand. You're saying that I deliberately arranged for Gu Xuan to go on a diplomatic mission to Victoria and then disposed of him. No, that's not what I'm saying. There is something strange going on here. I intend to solve these cases one by one, and I humbly ask you for your guidance, Mr. Ning. Since you are so curious about all this, why not ask me a few more pointed questions? Do you think it's so that I, as a former Minister of Rights, would rule myself over a mere 9th rank ceremonial officer? Are you implying, perhaps, that he discovered some unspeakable secret about me? So you're just here to ask me about a 10-year-old case? No matter, no matter. Ask whatever you wish. Just remember, if you keep asking the same questions, you will keep getting the same answers. What kind of answers do you want? Truthful ones. I already had one foot in the grave. What reason do I have to deceive you? Then again, if you suspect me of committing so many crimes, then you surely don't view my testimony as credible. I just want you to tell me why Gushuan was suddenly transferred. Once you tell me that, I will be able to figure it out the rest of it. Okay, you came all the way to see me, so I think I should tell you what you want to know. Gushuan was in debt transfer for a reason, because he specifically requested it. He wanted to transfer? Yes. He said that he was ill and was afraid he didn't have much time left, so he wanted to return to his hometown in Victoria to live out the rest of his days. So, I agreed to let him join the delegation to Victoria. What illness did he have? I'm not clear on the details either. I only vaguely remember that Gushuan did seem to be in poor spirits around the time. But as such a low-level Mandarin, Gushuan will not have had many opportunities to even meet you. How did he make such a request? To be honest, it's a bit embarrassing, but there was a hint of selfishness on my part as well. Gushuan had a magnificent penmanship, so I sometimes had him write letters for me. I also asked him to serve as my children's calligraphy tutor. He had done so much for me, I felt I owed him a favor. Besides, I did not feel his request stemmed from greed. That's all there is to say about Gushuan's transfer. Do you have any other questions for me? Since I have heard it directly from you, I'll take what you are saying at face value. However, I disagree with one thing you said. What? What? Anyone who wants to know the truth, be they a Mandarin or an ordinary citizen, does not need a special reason for doing so. Please know, Mr. Ning, that I am indeed only after the truth. I have no other motives. Now I shall take my leave, sir. Good day, madame. Madame. Say, where is Liang Chun? It's rather late, grandfather. I saw the young man out many hours ago. My word, you invited him to have dinner, and then you had him wait there forever. This is a poor way to treat a guest. Yes, where are my manners? Tell him I apologize, and please let him know that he is welcome to come back any time. Next time, I will be a proper host. I owe him that much. Liang is a reasonable man. I am sure he'll understand. By the way, his name is Liang Xun, right? Which Xun is that? How do you write it? Is that Xun with the 3 dots on the left? Oh, that one in Xun Mei Xie Yi. A spray of spring gifted to you. Such a beautiful name. I'm rather fond of it. I've heard that people with the 3 dots on their name are as clever and swift as water. Funny. The others all say he's as dull as a board. The old man walks to the table, picks up a pen, and adds another name to the invite list. Maybe he is rather dull. He came all this way to see his sweetheart, but look at the gifts he brought. Human's tea, some strange liquor called Li Dao Xi. This seems more like gifts meant for me. Why are you talking about, old man? Ling Xinyan, wait. Who's there? Ling Xinyan gets a strange feeling she's already felt before. A woman with a sword advances to within a shang of Ling Xinyan. Yet she doesn't even notice her until she's standing right in front of her. Your uniform. You're Imperial Guard. Guard. Ah! Malt sugar candy. I need a little bit of water because doing the old man's voice is a little bit too much tiring. Ah. Of course, it had to be that. No, let's try. I didn't read that. What the fuck? You. Hit. Ah, no! He stole it. These are cute as hell. They have a little eye patch. Nice. Now, wait, it's a. I see. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work with alchemists. Okay. What does Figurino do? Nothing, he's dying. Ah! Okay.
Relax. You're afraid of
Hit. Nice. One more. Ah! What? Well. Now I understand what the hell is this. Is the mechanics of this event. It looks good, honestly. Yeah. Looks fun. And only magic. No, not magic. I'm playing Arknights. Why did I say magic? Arts damage. It's transferred. It's what's the name? Transformed. The bonus. Yeah. The thing with the juice. Fire barrier. I guess it's fine. Blaze, what do you think of this one? Not bad. What I mean is, do these tangerine cakes taste like the ones you remember? Well, not exactly. They are still not as sweet as the ones I had before. They also don't have quite the same mouthfeel. That's strange. This place uses traditional cooking methods. Their snacks are definitely authentic. They haven't changed the recipes in 100 years. 100 years? Have tangerine cakes have been around that long? No, tangerine cakes are not quite at all, but many famous Beishao snacks do have quite a long history. The tangerine cake you're looking for were actually invented by a scholar who came to Beishao to study in his early years. The scholar's hometown was famous for its tangerines. After he moved to Baishao, he missed those tangerines. It was too far to go home and get them, so he improvised. He smashed up some old dry tangerine peels and made them into dough. Added some sugar, shortening and spices and baked them. It was a cheap, easy way to get his tangerine fix. He gave the recipe to his landlord in lieu of paying rent. He even wrote a small poem about them. These tangerine cakes are bright and fresh, just like the orange groves back home. After the scholar passed the imperial examination and assumed office, the tangerine cakes became very famous. People began to view them as a symbol of homesickness. Interesting. Symbolic food. First time I ever heard something like that. Jan is a vast land with many different climate zones, each with their own cash crops and produce. That's why there are so many different types of Jan's cuisine. You can trace all of Jan's history through its food. For example, Jan's 4 major cuisines match up with its 4 great restaurants, which predate Baisha transformation into a nomadic city. Cities develop, but flavor remains. It would be odd to find any snack without its own bits of history behind it. One day, no, what the hell did I read today? One of my colleges told me that there are many different kinds of tianxis in Jan. You know so much about food. Blah 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 blah. One of my colleagues told me that there are so many different kinds of tianxis in Jan. You know so much about food. You must be so kind of tasty food tianxi, right? If there really was such an individual, someone who could use arts to transform stones into vegetables, that might be worth studying, huh? Alas, I'm just an amateur foodie. I like to take notes on the food I eat and its history. Over the years, I have compiled several notebooks full of such information. To put it in another way, Blaze, if there really were a better recipe for tangerine cakes out there, surely someone here would know about it. But I'm telling you, the ones I had when I was younger, they were sweeter and just better. That really is rather odd. Traditional tangerine cakes emphasize the fresh essence of the tangerines, not the taste of their pulp. Very little sugar is used, because tangerine cakes are supposed to be a light snack. You're telling me you have eaten much sweeter tangerine cakes, and I'm telling you that I have never seen such a thing. Maybe we can ask one of the chefs around here to try to cooking up a batch with extra sugar so you can compare. But even if we do that, it doesn't prove that the sweeter variety of tangerine cakes ever actually existed before. What I want to know is, how did the taste of these tangerine cakes change during the journey from Baishao to Victoria? I'm sure there is stories there somewhere. It seems you're just as much of a foodie as I am. I was afraid you'd get tired of trarsing off all these restaurants. You're the guide. You lead, I follow. Alright then, let's keep looking. My word, look at the time. We should have lunch first. Lunch? Yes, it's lunchtime. Shouldn't we have some lunch? But I just finished eating snacks from 5 different restaurants. Snacks are snacks, but lunch is lunch. You must have a proper lunch, you know. I don't think my tummy has any more room for lunch. I know one restaurant that I can guarantee would make your tummy ache. Will you give it a try? You're the foodie here, so I and my stomach trust you. What's wrong? I feel like we are being followed. Little imp! You are an Imperial Guard? No. Without dark steel armor, I'm not a proper member of the Imperial Guards. Officially, I'm a captain serving with the Yuling Guards. Deputy Minister Lin, I doubt you'd want to counter anyone wearing dark steel armor anyway. Certainly not in broad daylight. I was here today he mentioned that there is a junior drill master serving in the ranks of the Imperial Guard apprentices. She's very young but skilled beyond her years. That must be you. You're the junior drill master. I guess that he still saw that I bet him a couple matches last month. There's no need for name callings though. No matter. I'd like to ask you, what are you doing here? I'm investigating a case. Does that case have anything to do with the former Minister of Rights? Has the Judicial Review Office issued you a search warrant? You are just a drill master. You have no authority to question whatever warrants I may or may not have, do you? You have no authority to question my authority. Just answer my questions, please. Very well. I heard you were on a long business trip just recently. You left by show for a while, did you not? That's right. I want to question a witness in an old case and update the case files. What old case? From when? What witness? Are you just investigating it now? I don't understand your line of questioning. If the Yulin guards were to investigate the Judicial Review Office, I'll go submit the necessary documentation immediately. Is that still isn't enough for you? I can have the Minister of the Judicial Review Office reported to the Yulin guards for questioning. My questions have nothing to do with the Judicial Review Office. They only concern you, Deputy Minister Lin. So you went to investigate an old case. What did you learn? Too much time has passed, so the trial has gone cold. I didn't learn anything. Nothing? Really? Are you sure? Nothing. Alright, I believe you. However, remember that you're speaking to the Yulin guards here. Your answer carries great weight. Very good. I'm done discussing official business for now. So you still have some personal business you wish to discuss? Taichi, that dumb forte, told me he doesn't have many friends in government. Well, you now count as one. Well, I must warn you, don't stick your neck out too far. Your worries are unfounded. I'm just pursuing the truth here, as it is my job to do. I'm not putting myself at any additional risk. Very good. Give the Taichi my regards. They are questioning why I'm here. Well, why are the Yulin guards here? Their presence here, I think, is proof that I'm on the right track. That I'm on the right track. More breezy voice, a little bit more low voice for Lin. Low, breezy, and with a little bit of oomph to the end, I guess. So let's go back to them, to the two girlies, Phew, boy, I am stuffed. I never would have guessed that a roadside stand could make such amazing wontons. They are certainly better than the ones in the Rhodes Island cafeteria freezer. I'm so stuffed that I want to just take a nap right here. After eating all the greasy street food, a nice healthy bowl of wontons is the perfect. Blah. After eating all the greasy street food, a nice hearty bowl of wontons is the perfect thing to settle your stomach. The famous restaurant need no introduction. As your guide in Baishao, I figured I'd share some of my favorite lesser-known food spots. Well, I am lucky to have found such a good tour guide. Thank you. Well, I'm also glad to have found a culinary companion. I tend to eat alone, which means I can only order one of two entries for myself. You know what to say, the more the merrier. Now that I'm here, you can order as much food as you want. Speaking of food, what's in those wontons anyway? They're fantastic. Just meat and celery. The key ingredient is a soup. Most places use shellfish caviar in wonton soup to enhance the flavor. Unfortunately, the fininess of the caviar crowds out the other flavors. This place uses soybean sprouts instead. This makes for a milder soup, which allows the flavor of the wontons to shine. The meat filling for the wontons is fresh beef belly. After the wontons are cooked, the bits of fat will naturally seep into the soup. These wontons are light yet delicious. They are made of high-quality ingredients which are hard to find elsewhere. Well, do these wontons have a history? Do tell. Not really. I just really like this particular wonton shop, I guess. When I get writer's block, I need a little pick-me-up. I come here and eat a bowl of wontons. The shopkeeper has been making wontons her whole life. She used to go on this job together with her husband. Her husband fell ill and passed away, leaving her to raise her child alone. Later, her son joined the army, but he died in a catastrophe up north several years ago. She is still running the place all by herself. She says she wants to continue the family legacy and preserve their authentic taste. What a sad story. There are many such sad stories. There is no joy without pain. Over the years, as I have been coming to the shop, I have helped the lady with an errand or two. In return, she told me her family secret recipe. She hopes that one day, after she's gone, I can pass on her craft to the next generation. I have something I want to ask you. Are you really going through all this trouble with the tangerine cakes just because you made a bet with the young chef? Why do you ask? I simply noticed that you weren't terribly focused on the taste of the delicacies at all. It seemed like you had some other purpose in mind. Was it that obvious? Wow. When you watch people eat, you see into their souls. Sorry, I was just curious. If I have intruded on your privacy, I sincerely apologize. Hey now, we're friends. I'm not keeping secrets with you. You're right, I'm not really that concerned about the bet. The tangerine cakes, well, my father used to send them to me when he was living in Baishao. Your father, was he Chinese? Meh, whatever. I don't have anything to hide from you. I grew up in Victoria, and my father is Chinese. One year, he suddenly returned to Yan for some reason. I never saw him again, and he died over a decade later in a land foreign to me. I'm sorry, Blaze. It's not your fault. Why do you keep apologizing? I didn't think much about it at first, but just as when you mentioned that sweet tangerine cakes are unusual, I thought, someone who knows how to make those cakes might have also known my dad. Your dad was also... He was also what? Oh, nothing. Well, I promise you that I will do everything in my power to help you find the truth about your father. You're such a contradiction. So bold when you eat, and yet so refined when you speak. When we are eating together, it's all good fun. We're good friends. Whether you turn into a different person as soon as you put down your chopsticks. She's cute, that's what it is. Friends? And another thing, why are you helping me look for these tangerine cakes in the first place? Well, I'm writing a book. Most cookbooks today only contain recipes from renowned chefs, yet the streets on the countryside are full of unique delicacies that few people ever pay heed. I hope to collect all these recipes into a book. Perhaps years later, people will read this book and learn of Baishao unique cuisine. It's just a silly dream of mine, is all. And also... What? I think I'll keep that a secret for now. Well, as long as we are out here, you might as well take me to a few more places. Yeah? Sure, whenever do you want to go? Where do you want to go? Why I keep reading words that are not there? What? Dyslexia? After so many years? It only happens when I read out loud. Sure, where do you want to go? Let me see. This letter mentions the Virtue Bookstore, the Humble Garden, and the Baishao Academy. Hey, what does this word mean? Can you let me have a look? This is a letter? Why is it so greasy? I didn't do that. It was like that when I opened it. I didn't know what my dad was doing when he wrote it. So these are all letters that your father wrote to you? Yes, the few that I managed to save. Strange. This stationery. It's... What is it? No, nothing. It's just that most places mentioned in this letter no longer exist. Huh? But it was only written a decade ago. For Baishao, a decade is enough for the whole city to change. Have you noticed that anything has changed since arriving in Basho? Well, aside from the food, there are all these energy poles all over the place. It seems like kind of a waste. It might seem wasteful, but in fact, we have no other choice. The city of Baisao was founded a long, long time ago. At that time, Jet had just experienced a great war, and the country was in dire straits. However, suddenly, an extremely rich Originium vein was discovered right next to the ruins of a battlefield. Wow, what impeccable timing! Eugenie is sure lucky. No, it wasn't lucky at all. The Originium vein was rich, too rich. It attracted too many Originium particles in one place, which eventually led to catastrophe. Basically, not only was it difficult to mine, but it also created a vast stretch of land that was prone to catastrophes. And there are many things the Janisse could do about it. Wait. And there was nothing the Janisse could do about it, said anything. The city that is until one of the Tianshis had an idea. They could build a city right on top of the Originium vein. The city infrastructure will deplete the excess Originium energy, preventing further catastrophes. Building a city on top of an Originium mine? That sounds like a recipe for disaster. It was indeed an extremely dangerous undertaking. However, the Trulung decided to go ahead with it, and that's how Baishao was founded. How did they do it? I can't even imagine. Honestly, I'm not totally sure either. In all the Janisse storybooks, there's only a single passage that talks about that period. Skilled individuals were sent to the disaster zone, and after 53 years of effort, a city was built and established as the capital. The city was named by Shao with the hope of tending all cooking stoves under heaven. As for the more advanced technical details, you'd probably have to look at some of the materials from the Tianxi bureaus. That's beyond my area of expertise. So, to this day, the Baishao government still encourages us to use this energy. Baishao is constantly changing. That's how this skyscraper appeared, as well as the numerous nomadic city plates. And what happened to the people who built the city? I'm yawning too much. I'm completely stuffed, but I still haven't found the taste I'm looking for. I have taken you to every restaurant I know that sells such cakes. Maybe tomorrow we can look in some of the larger restaurants. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? You looked the whole day, yet you couldn't find your so-called authentic tangerine cakes, could you? You were following us all day? You were afraid we wouldn't find better food, weren't you? Me? Me? Afraid? Bah! I already told you before, if you're looking for the best chef in Baishao, you have already found him. If I can cook it, no one else can. Blaze, I have tasted his food. It really is quite excellent. A rare bread. You really know who to flatter. Besides, you're arguing over the details of a single pastry he's made. How could that possibly be the standard of judging a chef's skill? Still, I can see that you, chef, are still curious about the sweet tangerine cakes that Blaze is talking about, are you not? Not really. How about this? You two set aside your bed and we'll see where we can find the sweet tangerine cakes. That way, Blaze will find the tangerine cakes she's looking for, and you, chef, will learn a new recipe. Sounds like a delightful arrangement, no? Huh? What? What about my 1 month of free meals? My cooking skills are so super that no one can match them, but there are other chefs that I respect. If I had to name one in particular, it would be, well, It would be who? The head chef of Ding Feng Lu, the highest rated of the 4 great restaurants. You mean Mr. Mo Bofu? Everyone at Ding Feng Lu is busy preparing the feast of 100 delicacies. That means the old man is prepping for his last feast. His last feast? You mean he's retiring? Who knows? The old man has been challenging people left and right lately. Really showing off. What are you waiting for? Let's go. It's not so simple. Chef Mo is quite an important man. He's responsible for the entire feast. We can bother him with trifling matters such as some tangerine cakes. The girl is clever, but she's only half right. If you really do want to go meet him, I have a way. Last month's receipts? No, not in this pocket. Here it is. An invitation to the Ding Feng Lu selection. Blaze, we won't get many opportunities to meet Chef Mo. Then what are we waiting for? Whoever is going to the competition, take me with you. As to who will participate in the competition. Huh? What are you looking at me for? Mal sugar candy. The voice, all of the voices for you are, I feel they are good, of course, but I feel them that they are leading to a youngish sounding. Like, it's not the gremlin that we have seen him in the story, in these 2 chapters. It doesn't sound like that, but it's a nice voice. Oil splash hand-pulled noodles. Some dough gets firmer the more you beat them. Someone tapped auspice to deal through damage to all enemies in its path. Okay, only one. And the enemy stop is here. Oh, here. Tin Man Figurino Techno. I want to change Figurino for something else. For anything else, actually. Some arts. She's the only caster that can heal, right? Oh, Sander Connor has arts too. I don't know. Arian? Physical damage each. Hey, let's pick IDs. Let's play with something that I don't play usually. I'm EP as hell, so if this node takes 1 hour, just like the last one, maybe I'll stop just here. But I'm sleepy, I'm hungry, and I still need to do some things. So I'll take you guys with me. Just the microphone, of course. And I'll serve me something from my fridge. Let me search for something tasty. If there is still something tasty, of course. Cheese. Soup. Okay, his bread. I won't do anything hard. So I'll just take this little bit of cheese and put it on my sandwich. Hi, hi. Here it is. What's the name? What's the name? The thing to put the little, well, the thingy to put things on the oven. Only one bread left. Should I? Yeah. Eat fucking everything. Because I'm hungry. And I don't like soup. And I had to eat soup. So, I'm hungry. Hungry. Yep, smells good. Now I have to cut the cheese. Oh, this is cheese for. There's no other cheese here. What did I? Why am I so unlucky? I'll just use this anyways. This is cheese for grating, so I have to cut it. I am not reading chat, by the way, because I am away from my PC. I only took my microphone and headphones with me, so sorry if anyone came and is speaking right now in chat. If I can read you, I'm sorry, but just making me a little sandwich because I'm hungry as hell, and this event speaks a lot about food. So, cheese. Now, put this in my little electric oven and all of the other things back to place in the fridge. Wow. This should have been. Yep. Nice. Now I have to wait a little. 5 minutes or so. Anyways, let's go back to reading. I forgot the water. Yeah. Toot. A little bit of ASMR. Water is ASMR. Yeah, this microphone is not it's not strong enough to do the ASMR-ish kind of things. So now let's go back to this. Oh, you came to the library too? What a coincidence. Hello, you. Are you here to look up some case files? Just grab me some books to put under my pillow. I haven't been sleeping well lately. Maybe some reading will help. How I envy the life of a student. Their brains are filled with books, not worries. Surely you're joking. I'm not joking at all. Investigating disordered cases for the Judicial Review Office every day is bound to make one feel sick. They say the Vaishaw Academy Library is the cleanest and poorest place in the world, where only wise men and sages dwell. So I'll sit here for a while and purify my soul. Did you just study here at Academy too, Gushwan? That was many years ago. I still haven't achieved anything yet. Anything yet. Academically. Gushwan? No, wait. Gushwan is the one of the case. It was supposedly a young man that wanted to go back to Victor. I still haven't achieved anything yet, academically, since I graduated from here. I feel unworthy of the Academy's prestige. But I was fortunate to meet a great teacher here, and that experience will benefit me for the rest of my life. Who is this teacher you speak of? No longer with us. Then why did you come here today? To borrow books? I'm here to look up some case files. The Ministry of Rights is preparing for a grand celebration, and we need to refer to some old rituals. Ha! I'm a deputy minister for the Judicial Review Office. Do you take me for blind or merely illiterate? That thing you have in your hand is clearly the case file from 15 years ago. What if that preceptor committed treason? I know that file. You know that file's top secret, right? You really have some gall. I have nothing to hide. I am indeed looking for materials related to the case. I think there might be more than to it than we realize. If you think while I'm doing anything illegal, then by all means have me arrested. What are you blabbering about? Did I say I was going to arrest you? I was only saying that is quite a coincidence because I'm also very interested in the case. Ah, shit. I learned a lot from your debate today. However, I still maintain my own views about the new reforms. I'll have to do more research on this. It's fine, this campus is pretty large enough to accommodate a wealth of different ideas. If my arguments have not convinced you, then you should not force yourself to agree with me just because I'm a teacher. The students of this academy must focus on real-world issues instead of getting lost in theoretical or ideological musings. Doche. A clock hangs on top of the ancient building, the minute hand ticking as the shadow of sunlight moves slowly. The bell rings and soon students start pouring out from their classrooms. A lone figure moves against the tide. The guards fail to notice the unfamiliar face amidst the crowd. Oh! Operator. The operator uniform. Or hair operator uniform at least. Good day, do you need some help? Hello, how do I get to the archives where the student files are stored? You mean the registrar? What do you want with these files? I'm a new assistant lecturer. The professor wants me to organize the graduates' files. That's odd. Which professor? Professor Jin. She teaches military theory at the college affiliated to the Ministry of War. She's teaching classes all day today, so she asked me to do this errand for her. Oh. What's wrong? Go straight down here, past the main building, turn right, and you'll see the Binchen building. That's it. You better get going. Trust me, you don't want to keep her waiting. Doshia. The first rule of any restaurant is that once you enter the kitchen, the chef's words are low. If you want to win the contest at Met Mo Bofu, you must follow my instructions to the letter. Do you understand? Didn't we agree? Didn't we agree to split the prize money 70-30? Why are you acting like I owe you a favor? Okay, enough of that. Did you say you wanted to learn a few new recipes anyway? Have you changed your mind? No, I want to do this, but I'm no Rhode Island 5-star chef. This competition is too difficult for an amateur like me. Why don't you go instead? I am the head chef of Sabers and Use. Participating in this kind of competition will be selling my good name. I'm giving you an opportunity here. As my apprentice, you can go show off your skills and wipe that arrogant smirk off Mobufu's face. But I think she'll be a better choice. She's a foodie, you know. I'm afraid that, as the wandering foodie, I am too well known. It would be inappropriate for me to participate in a food competition. Enough chit-chat. First thing first. To get you ready for this competition, let me tell you a little about Dingfenglu. I've been hearing about this place since I first set foot in Baishao. What's so special about it? I remember I told you about the 4 great restaurants of Baishao, corresponding to the 4 main branches of Chinese cuisine, that is, North, South, East, and West. About 400 years ago, several chefs arrived in Baishao. They each set up their own restaurants and culinary sects. This marked the founding of the 4 main branches of Chinese cuisine. It was the 5th head of Dingfenglu who promoted the founding in the first place. The legendary chef's name has been lost to history. He was the founder of Northern cuisine, but was also proficient in other 3 styles. The other 3 chefs were only invited to Baishao after they lost to the Nordic chef in a cooking competition. With such a storied history, Dingfenglu outshined the other 3 restaurants and became known as the #1 restaurant in Baishao. Who's teaching this class, you or me? Oh, my apologies. Of course, what you say is pretty much accurate. The only thing I lied is that eventually the 4 great restaurants of Baishao started fighting with each other for fame and glory. These squabbles continue to this day until really quite annoying. I thought Baishao was a place where all these great chefs could learn from each other. If I had known that there was going to be all this infighting, I would not have gone. Not have gone where? In any case, may you need know that, as the most famous restaurant in Baishao, Dingfenglu, and its chef selection competition has extremely high standards. Dingfenglu has not taken on any new disciplines in many years. The only reason they are hosting the competition now is because they suddenly got short-handed right when they needed to start preparing for the Fest of 100 Delicacies. But I also heard that Chef Mo is advancing in age and still hasn't found an apprentice to take over the business. The format of the competition is different each time, but there is one requirement that stays constant. Each chef has to showcase their best dish. Wait a second. If the competition is really that difficult, how can I ever hope to win? Logic will dictate that an amateur chef with absolutely no culinary experience will have little hope of winning. However, you have me in your corner. I can teach you a recipe that is easy to cook and is perfect for the occasion. Longevity noodles. Longevity noodles? I would serve longevity noodles at a feast of 100 delicacies. The reigning True Luke's birthday just happens to coincide with the Mid-Autumn Festival, so every year they sell longevity noodles at the fest. But it's such a simple dish. It is really appropriate for a major competition like this. Who told you that simple dishes can show great skills? Just watch and learn. The sandwich! I'm getting hungry. Wait, where is the... Here. There wasn't a lot of cheese, but at least... A little bit of sauce to make it taste worthy. It is kind of a salad sauce with lemon juice, vinegar. No, not vinegar. Yogurt and ciboulette, was it? Don't remember. But yeah, sauce should be enough. And it's good bread. Ah, no! Sleeping! Fucking hell. Well. Now we're good. I'm back and I have my sandwich. Hey! What's that smell? That smells wonderful. What is it? What do you think? What do you think? It's like magic. You really only use the ingredients you showed us before? Nothing else? Fresh Shelby's meat, mushrooms, scallions, bok choy. It's a simple recipe with basic ingredients, but the result is truly amazing. It's a simple recipe with basic ingredients, but the result is truly amazing. Sometimes the true skill of a chef hides in unseen places. There's more to this bowl of noodles than meets the eye. Another chef can use these exact same ingredients, but if the ratios, the heat, or the cooking time vary just a little bit, it will taste completely different. You know how long I spent perfecting this recipe? Don't just stand here. Dig in! Hungry. Oh, this tastes great. Tastes better here with my sandwich than in a salad. Holy hell. Wow. I take back any criticism I had of your food. You just inhaled it. Did you even taste the flavor? If Lace can actually replicate that taste, maybe she really can meet Chef Mo. But are you really up to the task, Blaze? Figuring out the secret of the recipe will be difficult indeed, but simply following its steps should not be too much trouble. Have you ever cooked anything before? Of course. Ah, that's good then. Now I'll give you the recipe and explain every step for you. Follow them exactly and you'll be fine. Great, let's study hard. I won't disappoint you. Didn't you say you knew how to cook? Things that noodles are already pre-made. How should I know how to knead flour into dough? You really are hopeless, guys. Of course it had to be Blaze. You haven't really even told me anything yet. How can I teach you anything? You managed to break 3 bowls just by kneading the dough. I can't risk you breaking anything else here. Ayo, be careful. These balls are expensive. We can afford to buy new ones. Blaze, you got the menace. No. Search which one. Filter returned from Victoria. No results. Why are there no records at all? Search which one. Filter enrolled in 1076. No results. Search which one. Filter Ministry of Rights. No results. What is going on? Which one? An ethnic Janese born and raised in Victoria, returned to Yan in 1074. In 1076, he was admitted to Baishao Academy. After completing his studies, he joined the Ministry of Rights. These are the only records left for the deceased in that case. They should have files for all mandarins who graduated from the Imperial Academy and went to work in the 6 ministries of the court. But why can't I find him in the system? Gushuan, what did you... Professor, I was just trying to confirm that with you. I didn't mean to ask you to come here in person. She says she's a new assistant professor. Why haven't I heard of her before? The person who came here seemed to know you very well, so I didn't. How many times have I told you? The Academy's personal files are confidential. Keep that in mind. Forget it. I'll go handle this myself. Oh no. Oh no. Oh! Hello, lady. Would you perhaps have a son who's the same age as my cute bunny daughter? Huh? Yeah. Hmm. Oh, the sandwich is good. I put just a little bit of ketchup, like 2 or 3 drops of ketchup, only to make it a little bit sweeter. Because if it's in the salad, it's too acid, the original sauce. So this one feels really good. Yeah. Oh. Satisfied. The room is empty and the documents on the desk are still where they were, without any signs of having been moved. Xinyan, you're a bit too old to be playing hide and seek, aren't you? Jing. Has the Judicial Review Office come to our school to apprehend some culprit? The office is investigating a case, so I have come here to collect a few old cases filed. Please, Jing. Professor Jing, please cooperate. Alright then, if you're here on official business, show me your official documentation. I rushed so quickly to get here that I left it back in my office. Really? Well, then I'll just place a call in to the head of the office. Wait a moment. Professor, are you okay? Should I got security? Cute. It's a pleading look. No, I forgot that I asked some other professor here to collect some materials for me. I'm sorry for wasting your time. It's not a problem. Goodbye, Professor. Alright, now it's just the two of us. Xie. Xinyan. I have always thought that you're well-mannered and trustworthy girl. Every time I mention you to Le, I told him to follow your example. And look at you now. What are you doing here? A deputy minister from the Judicial Review Office, sneaking around like this. I'm conducting an investigation. What kind of case requires secrecy? What kind of case can go through the normal process? A cold case. The deceased was once a student at the Baisao Academy, but I just searched the personal files and found no record of him. The Academy has a record of every student. This person you speak of, how do you know they once studied here? I saw it in the files at the Judicial Review Office. The Judicial Review Office collects its files directly from the Ministry of Rights. However, the Ministry's files do not match up with the Academy's. Someone made a mistake somewhere. Is there a chance that someone altered the Academy's files? How could that possibly have happened? The Academy is one of the Chinese government's most important talent pipelines. Once student information is entered into the system, it is archived under strict supervision. No one has the authority to modify this data, unless what? No, that's impossible. Enough of this nonsense. You better leave now. It's almost mealtime. Pretty soon lots of students will be crowding these halls. If anyone else sees you here. Also, please don't go doing something like this again. Mealtime. We need to go back to Baishao to investigate. We need to go back to Baishao to investigate. Why are you looking at all these travel guides? These places, I have seen them in my dad's letters. Humble Garden, Virtue Bookstore. Oh, and when he was studying here, there was a Shangshu dinner near the main entrance. He said they have the best twice cooked pork in town. Now that I'm visiting Baishao, I want to visit all the places he mentioned to me. Say, is there a restaurant near campus called the Shangshu Dinner? You want Shangshu food? The place you're talking about closed more than 30 years ago. How would you possibly know about it? More than 30 years ago? Are you sure? Yes, it closed in 1065 when I was in school. How could I forget? Lots of students used to go eat there because it was near campus and served tasty, affordable food. Then, in 1065, there was a terrible catastrophe in Xiangshu, and the restaurant owner had to return home to deal with the aftermath. The students ever made donations to help with the rescue effort. A man who was born and raised in Victoria and did not come to Yan until 1074. How could he know about the place? Unless he had visited Yan before. Or maybe he wasn't born and raised in Victoria. After all, maybe he was not Viennese. What are you mumbling about? If Gu Xuan's Ministry of Rights record were modified, but he was indeed a student at the academy, well then, there would definitely be something worth digging up in the academy's files. What year was Blaze born? If we work back from there, does the system have the records of student roll between 1052 and 1062? You help me just this once. It's extremely important. Dozens of students graduate each year. You want to look through 10 years of records at once? Do you know how long that will take? The person in question worked for the Ministry of Rights. He probably studied at an affiliated college. That may help narrow the search a bit. If the person you're looking for was not a high-ranking Mandarin, you might want to start looking at files after 1055. That year, the academy was restructured. It became a true public education institution instead of just serving as a talent pipeline for the government. The enrollment figures shut up. I say, go She. Go, you only have 2 hours. It's a attorney-like case. Amazing. Mail time, for me, at least. Found you. Gusheng. Male, born in Langji 1037, accepted in Baishao Academy in 1055. He was assigned to the education department administered by the Ministry of Rights, and was among the first batch of students to enroll after the school was restructured. Top marks in all subjects. Wait, he didn't graduate? This file was last updated in 1062? This is a missing persons file. Gu Sheng, along with his wife and daughter, disappeared in 1062. Accordingly, this file has been sealed. So he was already a family man when he was in Baishao, and all 3 of them disappeared. Wait. Born in Lianjin 1037. That was 25 years when he was in Baishao Academy, right? No. 18? Okay. And 1062, it was 25. 25? Wow. 1062. Is there something special about 1062? Place. I need to confirm something. You were born in 1062 in Victoria, right? Yes, from as far back as I can remember, I lived in Victoria. I asked you where you were born. How am I supposed to remember that? Hmm. Gu Xuan, Gu Sheng. Xinjiang, your time is almost up. You should get going. What did he say? No good. The dove still won't do. Let's try again. But that's already my 20th batch. Don't worry, you have been practicing all day and you're starting to iron out the issues with your technique. Success is not far away. I'm really sorry. You don't need to stay here with me through all this. It's not a problem. You have been helping me so much. I guess you must also be interested in the outcome of all of this, huh? Alright, just wait here a minute. This time I'm sure I'll do it. And I'll whip you up a big nice bowl of noodles for dinner. Did you have something else you wanted to say to me just now? What? Never mind. To be fair, the recipe the young chef gave you wasn't still simple enough. He probably didn't expect you that your biggest difficulty would be kneading the dough. Look at you defending him. I'm sorry. I'm doing all I can do. It's hard. When I work, my body temperature rises and the dough starts to dry out in just a few seconds. I add more water to the flour, and then more flour to the water, and then more flour and water. The dough was originally the size of my fist, and now it's almost as big as my head. The situation with your rising body temperature is certainly unique. Anyway, you need to think positively. So long as you learn to knead the dough, making the longevity noodles will be no problem at all. Speaking of which, for someone who has never cooked before, you certainly have some impressive knife skills. Well, back at Rhode Island, elite operators like me perform surgery on ourselves in emergency situations. I guess there's not much difference between using a scalpel and a kitchen knife, assuming you're not using it like the young chef when he chops vegetables. I can even use the skills I learned from stitching my own wounds to mend my own clothes. I wouldn't have thought your job would be this dangerous. Not a big deal if you had the time to practice. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. Can't he just have more patience with me? Hey, look, I think you're getting the hang of it. The amount of force is just right. Keep it up. I haven't had any dinner yet. Hold on to the danger. Fold it off over and continue kneading. Right. You can get even angrier if you want. No, I can't get any angrier. Boy, the noodles he makes are delicious. I'm spent. Wah. Wah. Hungry. Why is cooking even more exhausting than combat training? I understand this is really hard for you. I don't want to deal with that pig's gig anymore. Can I be your apprentice instead? You're a gourmand. You will know how to cook, right? Spare me the compliments. I am nothing close to him when it comes to cooking. And you know, it's funny that I have never actually eaten longevity noodles before. They are just noodles, right? You have tried so many different restaurants. How could you have never eaten longevity noodles before? I have been to many restaurants that serve longevity noodles, but it only makes sense to eat them on your birthday. I celebrate every birthday at home. They don't allow me to go out on my birthday. Okay, but even if you celebrate your birthdays at home, your mom or dad never made you a bowl of longevity noodles. Actually, I have never met my parents. Eh? Oh, I'm sorry. Although I have never seen my parents, I still have other family members. Every year, on my birthday, my family holds a big banquet for me. At banquets like that, I don't seem to care much about longevity noodles. However, I always been a little afraid of birthdays. Isn't it nice that other people remember your birthday? I can't really explain it. I always feel that every time I have a birthday party, I will be surrounded by a lot of people who want me to laugh and also to cry. But it doesn't seem to matter whether I'm there or not. Enough talk about me. You're from Victoria. Did they eat longevity noodles there? I grew in Victoria, but my parents are both Janese, at least by blood. When I was little, every year on my birthday, my mom would make me a bowl of longevity noodles. The taste was nothing special, it was just regular old home cooking. After I left home and could no longer eat my mom's home cooking, I even forgot what it was like to celebrate a birthday. That is, until that night. Until that night. What night? Roads! The seasoning packet, the vegetable packet, and a lettuce sausage. Why are the lights off in the cafeteria? Hey, what are you guys doing here? You scared me. Shh, keep your voice down. It's late. What are you doing in the cafeteria at this hour? Ace, why do you look all serious? There's not another urgent mission, is there? What are you holding there? Instant noodles? I stayed too long at the training ground this afternoon and didn't have enough for dinner. What? Now that I'm Ellie the operator, I can't eat instant noodles anymore. The captain isn't scolding you for eating junk food. He's saying, today is your birthday and you're eating instant noodles. My birthday? But didn't the Turtles say? That's why I told you to lower your voice. So long as we don't make too much noise, even if she hears us, she'll pretend not to hear it, yes? I even suspect that she deliberately arranged for field breaks to overlap, just so we could throw you a birthday party. Think of it as her way of giving you a birthday blessing, even if it's hard to imagine. Please, you're one of us, a part of Rhodes Island. You're not alone. You... Thank you all so much. Right, it's already midnight. Happy birthday, Blaze. Happy birthday, Big Cat. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Also, Hamiya is in the ship right now, but she asked me to pass on the birthday wishes. She hopes you stay happy and healthy. Bunny. So, are you planning to go and blow out the candles at the cake? Or are you going back to your instant noodles? Oh, so sad. That was the first time so many people celebrated my birthday with me. That bowl of instant noodles became my longevity noodles. Everyone knew how much I wanted to have a birthday party, but that day, not a single person actually came out and said, I knew you wanted this. They acted like it was just another one of my many birthdays. I liked the nothing special feeling of it. Now you're making me jealous. Alright, you said you never had longevity noodles. Well, let me whip up some for you. But you haven't even learned how to knit it up yet. I don't know how to knit noodles, but I don't know how to cook ready-made noodles. I'll go ask Jen for some dried noodles that I can simply boil. Wait, handmade noodles, ready-made noodles, maybe it really will work after all. Bruh. Oil splash handful noodles. Was speaking? Dusk. Dusk was speaking. Bunny.
Leaf. This is 寝袋から出てきたばっかりでイライラしてるんだ。
音に注意してください。あれは呪術を乗せるのに最良の媒体です。先にそのように強作な視野で未来を想像しないでください。
Here.
今回だけは手を貸して差し上げます。いいタイミングで来てくれたね。ちょうど物資がそこをつきそうだったんだ。責任は取ってもらうよ。
Wait, what?
食べきれなかった分はちゃんと持って帰れ。
Oh no 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 not you.
ここで一個。
This is gonna be rough. Flatty.
ちょっとそこあんたはボコられる側なんだから合わせ行動なくていいの
Ah! What the fuck?
先にそのように狭窄な
まだ抵抗するのどんな夢が見られるかしらお前を貫く
No.
先にそのように狭窄な視野で未来を想像魂が縛られる感覚を脳に刻んでおくことです。
重心変えて
What? Dead. Okay. That was an absolutely awful. Yeah, that's the word. Fight. Let me keep eating my sandwich, please. It's almost 2 a.m., so I think I have to go after I finish this stage. Two goddamn hours. Damn it. Early the next morning, the restaurant is still quiet, save for a few fall beasts jumping back and forth on the fallen leaves outside the door. The night watchman at the judicial review office lets out a loud yawn. The fall beasts take off in all directions. I'm yawning, I'm truly yawning. I had a nightmare last night that a big beast ate all the floor in my kitchen. How terrifying! Morning! Have some noodles. You figured out how to make them? Look at the bags under your eyes. Were you practicing all night? No, only about half the night. Hey, Yingshu still hasn't woken up yet. Enough talking for now. Try the noodles. Huh? You gave up learning how to make the dough and boil some ready-made noodles instead. These are no ordinary ready-made noodles. Xingshu and I looked through all the ready-made noodles on the market and picked the ones we feel have a texture closer to your handmade ones. Of course, they don't have quite the same mouthfeel as handmade noodles, so Xingshu adjusted your soap-based recipe to ensure they taste similar to the longevity noodles you make from scratch. This is blasphemy! You're using ready-made noodles and you tamper with my recipe. My word! Don't jump to any conclusions yet. Please have a taste. The young chief picked up his chopsticks and, with a giant frown on his face, pulls up some of the noodles. He carefully takes a sniff, then finally takes a taste. Well? Say something. What did you two think this would work? Since you was starving after all my failed attempts, I figured that at that point I was better off just making noodles I knew how to make, so at least she'd have something to eat. Then I started thinking the most important element of longevity noodles isn't the taste. Instead, it's making sure the person who eats them feels the birthday blessing. Some people just aren't skilled enough to make noodles like you do. However, I can still use ready-made noodles to bring birthday blessings to myself or my family. That's the real meaning of longevity noodles anyway. See how yellow and shiny these noodles are? They look more lively than yours, right? Of course, yes, I am taking shortcuts with the dish. You mentioned birthday blessings. Do you think people can taste that in your noodles? I think so. Last night, after I finally made a proper bowl of noodles for the first time, I shared them with Qingshu. We felt so happy when eating it. I even caught Jingshu wiping away tears, swapping out the noodles, then adjusting the oil and salt ratios accordingly. Quite some innovation there. Jingshu sure has a sharp palate. But ready-made noodles need to be rinsed with cold water after cooking. You rinsed them, but didn't drain at the cold water out. The cold water lowered the temperature of the soup, which also affected the texture of the noodles. If you really want to make good food, you need to be mindful of these little details. Got it, I remember that. Wait, then you mean? Enough. I'm only continuing to teach you because I can see you have put the effort. You still need to learn how to make your own noodles from scratch. You don't really expect to use ready-made noodles in the competition, do you? Hehe, great. As your Chifu, I'm glad that you have improved, but we still have to see whether the customers recognize your efforts. Well, what do we do? Later on, if anyone orders noodles, you'll make them. If the customer doesn't like the noodles, then you'll need to keep practicing. I'm on it! Food. Noodles. Hello, would you like to try your special longevity noodles? It's not my birthday, why would I want longevity noodles? It's a new dish we're trying out, we'll give it to you for free. No, I mean, if you try it and like it, then maybe you should still pay for it. I mean, I have to settle up with the boss, you know. That's an interesting way to do business. Sure, give me the bowl of noodles then. Gee. Do you need something else from me? No, I just want to see how you like the noodles. Okay, I'll give them a try. The man picks up one single noodle using his chopsticks, then a piece of bok choy and some scallions. He tries them one after another. He eats with graceful manners, but somehow in just a few moments' time, the entire bowl is empty. What do you think? Good, even excellent. Really? The soup has a rich umami taste, and the ingredients are top-notch. You had let the soup simmer for another day or so, it might have tasted even better. But I was already so hungry. If I tried to wait another day for that ultimate perfection, I would have starved. He wants to create the perfect taste, but the customer cannot wait that long. Even if I want to wait for him, there are some things that I just can't wait for any longer. You're saying? Don't worry about it, just tell your boss what I said, yeah? The man stands up, the pattern on his clothes emits a strange glow. The light distorts and blurs his face, so much so that Blaze cannot make out what he looks like. What the? Hey, you didn't pay! You just deduct the funds from my account. She. Regardless of what you're looking for, after you leave here, do not tell anyone you got this file from the academy. Do you understand? Yes. What's wrong? Do you have more questions? Do you remember that bloody case back in 1062? This isn't the sort of thing you casually bring up in a conversation. I just happened to think of it. It's the Grand Preceptor you previously mentioned. The one who supported the academic reforms which benefited countless poor students. The same Grand Preceptor who murdered the Emperor and plotted treason 40 years ago? I have no way to answer your question. I will never speak about things that I do not know. I have never met that Grand Preceptor in person, but I have read some of her writings on political and social issues. Her extensive knowledge, clearly reflected in her works, has been deeply enriching for me. But people are complicated and cannot be easily categorized. You're saying you're not completely convinced that the outcome. You're saying that you're not completely convinced that the outcome of that case was correct. Xinjiang, you never got to hide what you're thinking. I knew you would. The office archives will not house model cases, no matter how many people they involve. Solving those cases is my duty as deputy minister. I shall not dissuade you from doing as you see fit. However, you must learn to protect yourself, no matter what happens. Before your parents retreated into seclusion in the mountains. They entrusted me with looking after you. If anything were to happen to you, I will never be able to look them in the eyes again. I'm not a child. Why do I need people to take care of me? Everyone feels that way when they are young. However, as a mother, watching Sole grow up day by day, I feel a weight growing on my heart. What else should we parents worry about other than all children's safety? But if your parents learn that I prevented you from fulfilling your duties out of concern for your safety, then they really will blame me. Doshe, sister. Ah, she's so cute! She's blushing! You call me your sister, but in my eyes you have always been like a child of my son's generation. Speaking of which, you may snared by Shao now. By Shao. Have you seen General Suo at all over the past few days? Things are coming to a head. The Ministry of War is holding meetings day and night, and the General must remain on the front lines to oversee things personally. Neither he nor I can abandon our posts. There is really no way to avoid this conflict. This is something I have the authority to decide. As an advisor from the Ministry of War, my job is to do everything in my power to accurately calculate the outcome of the war. Allowing any personal biases to affect my work would be a grave disservice to the people of Yan. You don't compromise in your duties, and neither do I. I hope everything goes smoothly. If the outcome is inevitable, it's best not to worry too much about it. If you are alone for the Mid-Autumn Festival, come to my home for dinner. I will. Wait, I just thought of something. Didn't you just ask me who has authority to alter the Academy's records? That it happened once, although also it was under extremely unusual circumstances. You mean... No, I can set that the records were ever altered. However, if a record has gone missing entirely, then it must have been transferred to another location. Death row, at the Ministry of Justice. Oh ho! Sole! Ah. Father is not here. It's been more than 6 months since he was last here. The furnishings in the house have not changed. Only there are many more symbols symbolizing war on the sand table. A lone city stands in defiance, the two sides gazing at each other from afar. Lord So. A sick family. Lord So. No. I can get it. Lord So. A thick, familiar voice rings out from behind. Uncle Taichi, your injuries. I was finally able to walk since 2 weeks ago, albeit with some difficulty. At least I'm no longer bedridden. Sole stares at Taichi unbelievably, who does not look like the man he remembers. The wind lifts a corner of his cloak, revealing his thin, withered figure under his white robe. Taichi, once a man so strong and sturdy, is now emaciated. It's as if a mere gust of wind could blow him away. Uncle Taichi, Kung Fu is merely an external tool. I am, after all, still a monitor censor of the Department of Discipline and Supervision, and there will always be opportunities to realize my aspirations. If you continue to dwell on this, Lord Suo, then you are only underestimating my skills. No. Taichi, I know you're not an ordinary man. A few injuries aren't enough to stop you. It has been over 6 months since we last met. You look stronger than before. The General will be pleased. By the way, Father is... The General has been in constant meetings with the studio regulators and the Ministry of War. He's barely had 10 minutes to rest. The situation could change in an instant. Is the court still ready to go to war at all costs? No, after the incident in Dahuang, The bestial zoo is no longer under the zoo regulator's control. There are some minor disagreements between the cabinets and the sick ministries, but the overall opinion is clear. Eliminate the threat once and for all. But the consequences of this war will be... Sure! Xiangyue. Ling, and Neon, and Dusk. No, I miss it. I heard that 1 month ago, other candle holders discovered traces of the convict nearby Sao. Yes, I heard the same thing. The Imperial Court is on high alert. They have already dispatched several units of Imperial Guard. The Imperial Guards. The convict's unpredictability is currently the gravest threat we face. I have a theory, perhaps. There is still another proxy in Baishao. This proxy is the youngest and the most unique. According to the Zoo Regulator observations, in the hundreds of years since he left the tomb, he has never used any of his powers. The Zoo Regulator does not know how to deal with him. There's only one thing that's a little suspicious. 100 years ago, after Wang escaped from prison, he came to Baishao and has remained here ever since. Wang used to frequently interact with other proxies, so I am afraid that during his current return to Baishao, the lone proxy who stayed here will also be part of his plan. What do you plan to do? I don't know yet, so I'm going to take a look and see for myself. I may need to level up Suole just to be more accurate. To the story. Phew, finished. What do you think? I memorized every step, from washing the vegetables to serving the noodles. I can do this all by myself now. Of course, it's all thanks to Xingxiu for figuring out a genius solution. I just need to dip my hands in ice water for 5 minutes before kneading it off, and it comes out fine. It looks good, and I can taste the craftsmanship in the dish. It will do, even if it's far from perfect. If anyone could cook as well as me after I use a few classes, then all my years of study will be in vain. Hey, I've been working hard for so long, and tomorrow is a big day. Can't you at least say something encouraging? I can't stop looking at her sides every time she's on the screen. Holy fucking shit. I just don't want you to get a big head. Alright, maybe you're right. A little pep talk from me might do you good. Otherwise, you'd be too scared to cook the minute you met Mobufu. Remember, there's nothing to be afraid of. Mobufu is old. Show him the power of your dude. Okay, everything is ready. Let's go win one at Ding Fang Lu tomorrow. And it's over. 2 hours of stream, and I have to go now because I'm cooking something, or at least I'm preparing before cooking. I am training myself before cooking, just like Blaze is in her training arc. I'm also training myself, so whatever I cook, feel the best for all of you. So, this is the end for today. Maybe tomorrow I stream again. Maybe. But at least from here to Thursday, at least, when the EX stages releases, we'll end the story at least. So, thank you for coming, and that will be today's stream. I am Equinox Eterna, and I'm very, very thankful to every one of you, to everyone, few of you, but still. Thank you. I'll see you other day, other time. Bye bye.